ghouls and goblins, welcome! I'm Darcy.
And I'm Kelly. Thank you for joining us for our Halloween edition of And Another Thing, where we talk about current events,
Pop culture,
things we love,
things we do,
all slathered in gobs of laughter.
And all the feels.
So grab a tasty Wishes brew and sit back and join us for And Another Thing, Halloween edition. It's our favorite time of year here at Another Thing.
Can you tell?
It's Halloween time. Woo! So we're going to start off with some Halloween stories. What you got?
Yeah. Weirdness. So in 2005 in Frederica, Delaware, there's people decorate and some people go all out and, with their decorations and stuff. And so there's this, body hanging from a tree and people are just walking by admiring how realistic it is. And it turns out it really was a dead body. Hanging from somebody's tree. And the police had determined, I guess, that it was a young woman who had committed suicide the night before. So yeah, can you imagine?
No, I can't. But then I would say, if I were going to do that, that's when I'd do it.
I guess,
I'm going to walk by and go, look at that, so cool, that's so cool, instead of people going,
it's a way to make yourself memorable in life, I guess, somehow.
Wow.
Don't do that.
Wow, yeah, no. Why would you kill yourself before Halloween? Halloween's the most awesome time.
Candy.
I could see before Christmas when you're all like, no one's going to give me anything, I'm going to get cold, but before Halloween, I don't get it. Okay, well, right next door to Delaware is Maryland.
Huh?
Last week. Matt, maybe? Okay. So I was absent that day in geography class.
Hashtag geography fail.
So, is that going to be up here?
Yes, totally. Of course.
So, a high school was evacuated because kids were having breathing problems from a very strong scent.
What scent was that, Kelly Cows?
Hold on. I'm not going to give it away. Spoiler alert. The heavy aroma caused students and teachers of Cristo Rey Jesuit High School and several other staff members to have difficulty breathing. The principal called the fire department, who in turn called the hazmat team.
Okay.
The team determined that the scent was coming from a pumpkin spice plug-in a third-story classroom.
What? How much in tax dollars was spent figuring that out?
All of them.
All of the dollars.
So, pumpkin spice caused the school to evacuate from the strong odor that was causing breathing problems.
Oh my God.
Well, I also want to know, do they not have Starbucks there? Do they not have pumpkin spice stuff?
I guess not.
So Jesuits, are you not allowed to smell pumpkin spice until you're in high school?
Maybe if they're Jesuit, they might have very strict rules on what.
Jesuits just Catholicism and the Jesuit sect are teachers. That's why so many high schools are Jesuit high schools.
I've always wondered what that word meant and never bothered to look it up.
Well, no, I think the priests are teachers. I mean, I think that's their order.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure. See what happens when you date mostly Catholic guys your entire life? You learn a thing or two about Catholicism. And feel free to write in if I'm totally wrong. Anyway, yeah. Pumpkin spice caused...
Good grief. That's insanity.
Better than sporty spice, right? Okay. We're back, kids.
So, yes, we're back with silly jokes. Anyway, okay, so this next one is crazy pants, y'all. So... everybody buys, you can buy kits to decorate your yard for whatever holiday, but obviously particularly... What? Kit drink. So this woman goes to Kmart in Oregon, somewhere in Oregon, buys a graveyard kit, right? She gets home, opening it up, and inside is a note from a Chinese factory worker saying... We're being tortured and we're enslaved in a free labor camp. We're being forced to work 15 hours a day with no pay and no days off. please, please, please forward this to the World Human Rights Organization.
Wow.
And the woman did. And don't you know, the camp was exposed a few months later and the workers were freed.
Oh my God.
Isn't that, I mean...
That's like, it's horrible that it was happening, but that's a great story that this person had the wherewithal to do
Yes.
it.
Well, my question
Was it in English? No, the note?
Oh, good question. I don't know. My
if I
my
saw it-
sources did not give me that information. But the thing that struck me was that either he was the last guy on the assembly line, or they had conspired, because I imagine in a situation like that, they all must have been terrified for their lives.
Of
So
course,
if you're
or
the guy in the middle of the line trying to sneak a note into the assembly line, and you have people that are going to catch it,
right, down
you
the
know,
line.
and they might
Maybe
not
it was
be.
the last person.
I'm
Yeah.
like, he either had to be the last person in line, or he must have made a plan with people who were desperate, you know, as desperate as he was
Or
to get out.
just
of there, something
tucked it
like
in
that.
somewhere, maybe. I don't know.
I guess.
That's what good for him.
Yeah,
He
I'm
or
like,
she.
with
could have
brilliant
been.
thinking. Yeah.
Could have been.
So anyway,
Wow.
I'm glad they were freed.
Yeah.
So was there anything else in our weird thing?
Well, we're going to hit on this a little bit later, but I do want to say we're going to talk later about Halloween candy. But you
Oh,
know
yeah.
how the Halloween candy, like when we were kids, that was like your parents had to sift through it and everything. I talked about last episode how my mom
Right.
used to tell us that almond joy was poisonous, so she kept them on. But that was actually started like in the 70s in Texas. A father killed his kids that way.
Oh
He
no.
put cyanide in their Halloween candy, and they died. And that's why parents started checking Halloween candy. It wasn't like
Oh,
some
my
random
goodness.
stranger. It was a father who killed his kids that way. He took out insurance policies on his 2 young kids and then killed them with Halloween candy.
Wow.
I didn't mean to harsh your buzz, but yeah.
That's
Or what do the
all
kids
right.
say now? Yuck, you're
I'll
young.
refuel it. That's
Yuck, you're
okay.
young. Okay. All right, so those are our Halloween
Yes.
stories. When we have time, feel free to send us some on the page.
Mhm.
We would love to hear your Halloween stories.
Yes, we will.
We're coming back with another segment. Stay tuned.
Okay, folks, we're going to share with you some Halloween factoids
Yes,
for your
indeed.
enjoyment.
So, did you know? I just found this out in doing research. Halloween is actually more Irish than St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, no, that cannot be true.
Yeah. Because first of all, St. Patrick was not Irish, so that's a whole thing.
Oh,
in
that's
of itself.
true, right.
Halloween, as we know it now, was started in Ireland. It was a pagan festival called Samhain, and they did it the end of summer and the harvest before the hard winter set in, because they believed that that's where the lost souls were, you know, between one season to the next, that there were a lot of lost souls. So, they thought that that was the time that it was between the world of ghosts and spirits. That's where they were transforming between the earth and the spirit world. So,
Right.
So they'd have a big party to welcome the spirits out, or say farewell to the spirits. So that's where it came, and it was brought to the U.S. by Irish people in the 19th century.
Huh.
Yeah, and the trick-or-treating used to be called mumming or guising, and it would be people dressed up in costumes, and they'd go to door dancing, and they'd do like elaborate choreography or little plays and stuff at the door.
Like
and
flash mobs at people's houses?
Exactly.
What? Oh my God.
Exactly. You would do
That's
like
crazy.
a whole thing in front of the people's house, and they would give you candy and treats and stuff for doing that.
Oh, wow.
So that's where trick-or-treat came from.
Well, see, you know what? I think the kids should have to start doing that again to get their
Absolutely.
treats. You know, whatever.
And before
Right.
pumpkins, they used to carve turnips. It was never pumpkins. Pumpkins is a very American thing. In Ireland, it used to be turnips.
Turnips. I wouldn't think they would be big enough to carve.
No, they're
into
little and they
something.
look weird, and I saw pictures of them, and they have like little
Oh,
you know,
wow.
fangs and stuff.
So anyway, was that the last of your little...
Also, Scottish girls believe, this is a good one, that they could see the images of their future husbands if they hung wet sheets in front of the fireplace on Halloween.
What, like a silhouette maybe behind
Like
it?
your boyfriend of Turin or something. I don't know. Like just the image. I don't know.
Ooh. I don't know. I have to say, I would probably pee myself if I saw
Right,
something.
image.
I'd be like, "Ah!" No. Oh, that's creepy, kind of. But
So that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Okay, so here's I just got a couple little things. In Germany, they celebrate. It's all about more All Saints Day than it is about Halloween. On November 1st, the Catholics honor the memory of the saints, and they visit graves of their family. But this is what kind of killed me, is that from October 30th to November 8th, they hide all their knives so the spirits won't be hurt by everyday knife movements.
Oh, so you don't accidentally hack off a spirit hand.
Yeah, because you obviously can't see the spirit. So if you're like, I'm gonna butter my toast now, oh God, I just cut Aunt Martha. It's like, isn't that weird?
So for like that week and a half, you eat like soft foods. That
I guess, or just, but why aren't forks just as dangerous? Really, it's like, I don't know, why just the knives?
Why can't the damn spirits move their hands?
Move their spirit get out of the way. I was like, geez. Anyway. And then also in Italy, I love my Italian. In southern Italy, the families prepare feasts for their departed relatives on Halloween. And then they take off and go to church, as you do, apparently in Italy. They go to church a lot. Yeah. Every holiday they're in the church. They go to church and they leave their homes open so the spirits can come in and eat.
With knives? No, I don't know. Well, that's kind of like Day of the Dead. Like in Mexico, they make feasts or whatever that person's favorite food was. But that's on the first. But that's really interesting.
Yeah. I think it's probably, I think it was like late at night, like they do at Christmas, we found out. Like they do the super late at night feast, and then they go to church in the wee hours in the morning or something like that. So
that's kind of cool.
They seem to love that staying up late and making food. And
I do too, and I'm not Italian, but
Italy,
I
God bless.
So I've got one from Austria. In Austria, they leave bread, water, and a lighted lamp on the table before going to bed on Halloween, because they believe that these things would welcome the dead souls back into Earth, and Austria considers that night to be magical. So it's a good thing, and I guess they can have knives. I don't know. And Austrians make really good knives. Germans make really good knives.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. Oh, and then Czechoslovakia, this is interesting. Before they go to bed, they leave out chairs near the fireplace. One for every living person in the family, and then one for everybody who's died in the family.
Oh.
Yeah, like in a circle around, so that everybody commingles in the middle of the night, I guess, and the spirits and the live people sit and have a little chit-chat.
It's so fascinating to me that when you look at traditions in other countries and stuff, they celebrate the passing on of their people, and they don't just, like here in America, we just shut down about it. You don't talk about him anymore. You don't want to talk about so and so. Yeah, and it's like, I think that's kind of crazy. The more I learn about what other countries do in relation to when their family and loved ones and friends die, the more I think they've got it going on. They don't fear death like we do.
I was just going to say, it's become such a fear thing.
Yeah.
And I have to say, in Judaism, you light candles, like Yom Kippur was just passed, and you light memorial candles. And like my mom, we lit one for my dad, we lit one for my grandmother, my aunts and stuff. So you do light those. I remember I had an ex, and we were leaving the house, and the candles were burning on the stove. I mean, it was safe. They're in safe glasses. And he went and he blew them all out. I'm like, what are you doing? I know. I couldn't believe it. He said, well, you don't need fire lit. And yeah, that was bad.
Yikes. He was not Jewish.
I was going to say, once again, Kelly's history of dating
Catholic guy.
But yeah, I think it's become such a fearful thing that we just want to distance it. And like you say, we grieve for a little period of time and then like, But yeah, I think to celebrate it.
And then you feel guilty if you feel like you've grieved too long. You don't want to be a burden to people by talking about your grief.
I think a grief process is it's all on your it's it's on your own time, and
nobody gets to tell you how long to grieve, about anything. Not just a death, because some things feel like death when it happens.
Absolutely. Drink.
Ding ding ding.
By the way, somebody wrote in on our live show about our straws. We don't do it to be fancy. We do it so our lipstick doesn't get all over the glass.
Correct. Sorry, that's all I had.
Yep, that's all I have too. So,
okay.
We'd love to hear again, and we want to see pictures of costumes, please. And we will post pictures of our costumes.
Yes, we will.
It's going to be great. And I was going to say, when we're talking about death, so we go to a party. And if you saw our live show, it was our cameraman and the woman who our lovely computer assistant, Chris and Marie. And they do a Day of the Dead altar at their party. So you're welcome to bring like pictures or mementos of the dead. So you can sit there and also do a shot, which is always good. So yeah, so we're trying to, in our group, to celebrate it as opposed to fear it. So.
Yeah. And to just not be so sad.
Here's to all our lost souls. Let's drink to them.
And the joy that they brought to our lives.
The joy that they brought to, may their memories be a blessing.
Indeed.
These are a few of the buggiest things. So, even though this is our favorite time of year, there are things that bug us about this time of year.
And I guess I'll start with when you do face like this, and then of course, you get an itch on your nose. All right, here, the whiskers, that kind of crap. Also, I am not a great idea person. That is across the board, but especially at Halloween time, it's a good thing I never had kids, because I'd have been the worst when it came to Halloween. I would never know what to do for my kids, and there's always super moms that are going to try to outdo you anyway, so thank God I'm just, alone
but
and
she's
sad.
so cute. She says that about costumes, but look how cute. Okay.
Well, anyway, but the last thing is that I'm very sad that we don't have many trick-or-treaters anymore. And of course, this is Los Angeles, so you kind of have to be extra careful. But most parents probably take their kids to the mall and stuff.
Yeah,
but
that
was such a fun part of it.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
So I touched on this a little bit in the last episode, but here's the thing I can't stand is that every costume is a sexy fill in the blank. I just can't stand it. And I know last episode I also said I would go a sexy Trump, but that's a joke. And I went as sexy Kim Davis. That was a joke.
We also
I was
know
making
there's no
fun
actual
of
such
the
thing.
people who did that, right?
Right.
So enough with the sexy Freddy Krueger,
stop.
sexy pizza, sexy Harry Potter. Yeah.
No, nothing is sexy about Freddy Krueger.
Drink. Mix up drink.
Oh no.
Absolutely not.
And so we asked you guys for some things that bug you about Halloween.
Yes.
And we did get some.
And our friend Wendy Plum brought up the candy thing, the myth that you have to check the candy because there's poison in it.
And it was that one father in Texas who made that happen.
Who ruined it for everybody.
Thanks, father in Texas who killed your kids.
Thanks,
That's why
murderer.
we can't have candies.
Accidental curse drink.
Accidental curse drink. Okay.
I kind of did it on purpose.
And then real quick, we have one more.
Yes.
Rick.
Our friend Rick Burtz, who is an out and proud, fabulously gay man. And he goes to the West Hollywood Halloween parade every year. It's a huge event
It's
here.
amazing. If you haven't gone, you should go.
Yeah, except my claustrophobia.
It's
Hell
great. There's
no.
tons of people.
Love you guys. I'll march for you, but I'm not coming to the parade. Anyway, but he goes, and his beef is the straight people who show up, who don't bother to dress up for the occasion. They're just there to gawk at everybody. Yeah. And I kind of understand the concept of, it's like when people ask me you're a singer, sing something.
Or you're a comedian.
Or I'm not a trained seal.
Yeah.
So I understand that they don't want to look, feel like circus freaks, but
But here's the thing. I hope it's a teaching experience because you do see a lot of families there. It's amazing. And I would like to think, yes, I agree with the costume aspect, but why would you not wear a costume?
I know,
that's a whole
or at
other
least
thing.
just black and orange. At least be festive looking.
But I would like to think it's a teaching experience. Like you see families there, and I would love for the little girl to go, "Oh, Daddy, why is that 6 foot tall man in a go-go costume?" I would love for that to be a teaching moment, and I would hope that it is. Mm-hmm. But if it's truly going to gawk, then I agree with that. But I've had so much fun there, and absolutely.
And we don't want to push anybody
yeah.
away. It's like if straight people are coming to cause trouble, then hell no.
Oh,
but
yeah.
if they're there, even if they're not dressed up, it's like we need more coming together in general.
More allies.
So while I certainly get you don't want to, be the, like again, I said a circus freak, you still want to embrace. Because we all need each other to change the world.
I would really like to think that that's what it is, because it's an amazing experience. And I'm sorry that you've had bad experiences, Rick, but yeah.
But we love you.
We do.
Yes. And happy birthday. Happy birthday. So,
happy birthday.
Anyway.
And yes, we're going to go wear a freaking costume.
Yeah, at least orange and black,
wear a
something.
Costume. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
Have a very happy and safe Halloween.
Yes.
And we will post pictures of our costumes that we are going to wear for the actual day. Thanks so much for joining us.
Ciao. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Cheers.